Hello and welcome to Ableton, your own personal sonic playground. Ableton has a lot of cool effects you can use, but you get in the habit of just smacking them on a track and not changing a whole lot. Well, not anymore! Because today we're looking at 5 techniques that you can use with Ableton effects to make it spicy. So let's move on with the first one. Yes, number 1. Using a Spectral Resonator with MIDI. And now you may be saying, well Mickey, I already tried that and that sounded like shit. Well yes, because you put the Spectral Resonator on your clip with music on it, that's cringe. Instead put your Spectral Resonator on a random MIDI drum clip and that way you can change up the sounds if you would like to. And now you just feed your chords from your music into the Spectral Resonator. And now you got the chords from your music resonating with the drum sounds. And now you can change the parameters to change the feel a little bit. My personal favorite is changing it to granular so you get chips of music all over the place. Then you change it to poly instead of mono because one voice is not enough for this. Then you can change the harmonics depending on how many overtones you want. The more you add, the higher the sound is gonna be. And now for the most important bit, you change the decay so it becomes a lot of small pleasant bells all over the place. You hear that? Yeah. See, that's nice. And now you can modulate the decay or the harmonics or whatever you want to change up the feel and make it a little bit more organic. Do whatever you want. Before we move on, I would like you guys to consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, because my ego runs purely on the number of subscribers I have, and right now I have 19. So my ego is spread pretty thin. Anyways, on to the next one. Number 2. Using an arpeggiator. We all done it, but it gets boring after some time. So what about modulating some of the parameters?
Wow, Mickey, that sounds like an absolutely amazing idea.
It sure does, weird ominous voice, it sure does. So the way you can do this is to find a chord that you really like. Then you gotta split the chord up in groups of 2. You now give each group a synth, like this one. So now you have some groups of synths playing 2 notes at a time. So now you just give each group an arpeggiator and an LFO. And you use the LFO to modulate the rate of the arpeggiator. Now each group is alternating between the 2 notes in different rates. And if you listen to that, you've got a synth choir. And now you just give it a little bit of reverb, a little bit of spice, and gosh dang it, that's good. Number 3. Have you ever thought to yourself, gosh dang it, I could really use some more texture in this track? Well, of course you have. Everybody loves texture. So what about this? Just do some creative warping. It's easy. I'll show you, okay? Play some nice MIDI chords like this. Spicy. Now you make it double speed, so half the length. You freeze and you flatten. Now you turn on warp mode and you shift drag the whole clip until you reach the original length. Now you can change the warp mode, the parameters or anything, just experiment. It's cool, believe me. You can turn it to texture and get some glitchy, nice stuff. Or turn it to beats, change a bit of the parameters, maybe use that arrow thingy and you get this. That's cool. That's so cool. Or do this. That's cool too. No, what you do is you change this to repitch and you shift drag the whole clip so it gets really low. Now you got this really low bass layer. That's good. Number 4. Okay, so this is a fast one. Follow me on this. You take the MIDI part you want to do some more texture on and you freeze and flatten it like you did the last time. Now you make a new MIDI track and you put Granulator on it. And then you just plop this sound into Granulator. And now you just automate the position from 0 to 100 following the length of the original track. Now you got this cool granulated layer underneath the original. And then you can just change a little bit of those parameters to make it a little bit more nice. And if you're a real baller, you can add some effects. Hear that? That's nice. Number 5. So I hear you like drones, but every drone you make is boring and static. But don't you worry, because I got you. You just need echo. Open up a new audio track, put echo on it, and don't you dare put any sound on it, because we're gonna use echo as the sound generator. Go into character, and then turn on the noise. Now take an LFO and add it to the audio track. And you can now use the LFO to automate the modulation of the noise. You can also make the LFO random, and now you got this random noise generator that can be used to make drones. There is a whole lot you can do with this, but let's start adding a resonator on it. And then you tune the resonator to something you think sounds nice. You then add some reverb, add some shimmer, some other effects if you like it, flanger, I don't know, man. Experiment. But if you listen to this, that's gosh dang beautiful, man. And we made that together. Side note, you can also modulate the tuning if you want to, so you can change chords. So that's all for now. And again, these are just ideas to get you started. What you should really do is go experiment with all this for yourself. You should be your own little creative butterfly. Fly away and make some music. Fly away, butterfly, and make some. But first, subscribe to my YouTube channel because I'm desperate. And I don't know if you know this, but I got a green screen.